My name is Olivia, and this is my story, a tale of dreams, broken promises, and the quiet strength I found in the chaos of motherhood and responsibility. It's a story of my daughter, Mia, my husband, Daniel, and the unexpected twists that life throws at us when we least expect it. It's long, it's messy, but it's mine, and I hope it resonates with anyone who's ever felt overwhelmed yet kept going. When I married Daniel 5 years ago, we were young, in love, and full of plans. We didn't have much, just a rented room in a cramped apartment building, with peeling wallpaper and a leaky faucet. But we had each other, and that felt like enough. Our biggest dream was to own a home, a place where we could build a life together. Homes were expensive, though, and our savings were small. So we made a plan: we'd work hard, save every penny, and buy a modest house. "We'll start small," Daniel said, his eyes bright with determination. "Later, we can sell it and get a bigger one." My mother, Eleanor, didn't like our plan. She's always been practical, sometimes to a fault. "Why waste time on a small house?" she said, her voice sharp. "Aim big. Buy a proper home now, or you'll regret it." I tried to explain that we couldn't afford a big house, not with our entry-level jobs, me as a receptionist, Daniel as a mechanic, but she waved me off. "You're young," she said. "You'll figure it out." Her words stung, but I brushed them aside. Daniel and I were a team, and we believed in our plan. A new chapter with Mia 2 years ago, everything changed. I found out I was pregnant. I'll never forget the moment I told Daniel. We were sitting on our lumpy couch, eating takeout because the kitchen was too small to cook in. I was nervous, my hands shaking as I held up the pregnancy test. He looked at it, then at me, and his face broke into the biggest smile. He pulled me into a hug, whispering, "We're going to be parents, Olivia." My heart felt full, like it might burst. We'd been saving for that small house, and we were so close to having enough for a down payment. But when I told Eleanor about the pregnancy, she had other ideas. "Don't buy a small house," she said again. "You need space for a baby. Get a bigger home. I'll help you." Her offer surprised me. She said she'd contribute some money, and she was sure Daniel's parents would too. "You'll just pay a little each month," she said. "It'll be easy." Then she added something that made my heart soar: "I'll take care of the baby when you go back to work. You can keep your job, and we'll manage the payments together." It sounded perfect, almost too good to be true. I thanked her over and over, tears in my eyes. Daniel was skeptical. He's always been cautious, but even he couldn't deny it was a good plan. "Your mom's amazing," he said, squeezing my hand. So we took the leap. We bought a big house, a 3-bedroom with a small backyard, more than we'd ever dreamed of. It stretched our budget, but with Eleanor's help and a contribution from Daniel's parents, we made it work. I was 9 months pregnant when we moved in, and Daniel spent his evenings painting the nursery a soft yellow, humming to himself as he worked. When Mia was born, tiny, with a tuft of dark hair and eyes that seemed to hold the whole world, I felt like our life was complete. For the first 3 months, I stayed home with Mia. I loved every moment, the way she curled her tiny fingers around mine, the soft coo she made when I sang to her. But we couldn't afford for me to stay home forever. The mortgage payments were steep, and we needed both our incomes. That's when Eleanor stepped in, just as she'd promised. She moved into our guest room and took over caring for Mia. I went back to work, grateful beyond words. "Thank you, Mom," I said every day. Daniel would kiss her on the cheek and say, "You're a lifesaver, Eleanor." We settled into a rhythm. I worked mornings at the office, Daniel worked long hours at the garage, and Eleanor stayed home with Mia. We paid the bank each month, chipping away at the mortgage. It wasn't easy, but it felt manageable. Mia was a happy baby, always smiling, always reaching for her toys. Life wasn't perfect, but it was good. I thought we'd found our balance. The promise breaks. Then, one day, everything fell apart. I came home from work to find Eleanor sitting at the kitchen table, her face tired and drawn. Mia was napping in her crib, and the house was quiet. "Olivia," Eleanor said, her voice heavy, "I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I can't take care of Mia full time. I stared at her, my heart sinking. But Mom, I said, you promised. We bought this house because you said you'd help. She looked away, her lips tight. I have my own life, she said. I want to rest. I deserve to be happy too. I was stunned. Daniel was too. When I told him that night, he ran a hand through his hair, his face pale. What are we going to do? He asked. Mia was only 1, too young for daycare or preschool. We couldn't stop working, the mortgage payments wouldn't wait. I felt a wave of anger toward Eleanor. You promised, I said the next day, my voice shaking. She sighed. Why don't you find a better job? She said to Daniel. 1. That pays more. Then Olivia can stay home. I couldn't believe it. That's not fair, Mom, I snapped. We trusted you. But Eleanor was firm. I've given you enough, she said. I want to live my life now. And just like that, she started pulling away. She went to the park with new friends, attended book clubs, even went to parties. She looked happier than I'd seen her in years, and it hurt. I felt betrayed, abandoned. Every time I called her, begging for help, she'd say, I'm busy, Olivia. I have my own life. I'd hang up, tears in my eyes, wondering why she'd made a promise she couldn't keep. With Eleanor gone, our carefully built world crumbled. I had to quit my job to stay home with Mia. Daniel took on extra shifts at the garage, coming home at 8 p.m. exhausted, his hands still smelling of oil. Our days became a blur of routine. I'd wake up at 6 a.m. to Mia's cries, feed her, change her, play with her. Daniel would leave for work at 7 a.m., his shoulders heavy with the weight of our bills. I'd spend the day juggling Mia and household chores, cooking with one hand while holding her, cleaning while she napped, trying to keep her entertained. By 3 p.m., I'd be so tired I'd sit on the floor with her, closing my eyes for just a moment, only to be woken by her tugging at my hair or giggling in my ear. When Daniel came home, we'd eat dinner in near silence, too drained to talk. He'd play with Mia, his face lighting up as she laughed, but I could see the strain in his eyes. What are we going to do? I'd ask, my voice barely above a whisper. I don't know, he'd say. I'll try to find a better job. I knew he was already working as hard as he could, and it broke my heart to see him push himself even more. Some days, I'd call Eleanor, hoping she'd change her mind. Mom, please, I'd say. I need help. But she'd brush me off. I went to a concert today, she'd say, or I met some friends at the cafe. I'd bite my tongue, swallowing my anger. You have time for concerts, but not for us? I wanted to scream. But I didn't. I couldn't. She was my mother, and despite everything, I loved her. One day, I called my friend Clara, who has a toddler of her own. I poured out my story, my voice breaking. I don't know what to do, I said. Clara listened, her voice calm and steady. You're stronger than you think, Olivia, she said. You'll find a way. Her words were like a lifeline. She suggested asking Daniel's parents for help, and I realized it was worth a try. That Sunday, we visited Daniel's parents, Margaret and Thomas. They're kind, warm people who adore Mia. Over lunch, I took a deep breath and explained our situation. Eleanor can't help anymore, I said. We're struggling. They exchanged a glance, then Margaret reached for my hand. We can help on weekends, she said. But we're getting older, and we tire easily. Thomas nodded. We'll do what we can. I felt a weight lift, even if it was just a little. Thank you, I said, my voice thick with gratitude. That night, Daniel and I sat down to make a new plan. I'll keep looking for a better job, he said. And I'll take care of Mia, I said. But I'll also look for part-time work from home. It wasn't perfect, but it was something. I started searching for online jobs, data entry, freelance writing, anything that could bring in a little money. The pay was small, but every dollar helped. Daniel worked longer hours, sometimes not getting home until 9 p.m. I missed him, but I knew he was doing it for us. One day, Eleanor came to visit. She looked radiant, new dress, new haircut, a smile that seemed to belong to someone else. How are you, dear? She asked. I wanted to tell her the truth. I'm exhausted, I'm angry, I need you, but I didn't. I'm tired, Mom, I said simply. She looked at Mia, who was playing with her stacking cups. She's growing so fast, she said. I nodded. It's hard, but she's a happy baby. Eleanor's face softened. I hope you're not angry at me, she said. I didn't know how to respond. I looked at Mia, her little hands clapping, and said, I'm doing my best, Mom. She sat down, her eyes searching mine. I know you're upset, she said. But I needed to live my life too. I didn't realize how hard this would be for you. Her words caught me off guard. For the first time, I saw a flicker of regret in her eyes. I love you, she said. I want you to be happy too. I felt tears prick my eyes. I love you too, Mom, I said. I just need some help. To my surprise, she nodded. I can help a couple of days a week, she said. Maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays. My heart leapt. Thank you, I said, hugging her tightly. It wasn't everything, but it was a start. Things slowly got better. Daniel found a new job as a supervisor at a different garage, with better pay but longer hours. I started doing freelance transcription work at night, after Mia went to sleep. Eleanor began coming over twice a week, playing with Mia, reading her stories, singing her songs. Seeing them together warmed my heart, even if I still carried some hurt from her broken promise. Mia is growing fast. She's 1.5 now, saying mama and dada, toddling around the house with a mischievous grin. She loves her toy animals and her board books, and her laughter is the brightest part of my day. Our life isn't perfect, some days are still exhausting, and Daniel and I are often too tired to do more than collapse into bed. But we're making it work. We're a family, and that's enough. I've learned something through all this. Life is unpredictable, and people, even those you love, can let you down. But you can find a way forward. I'm still angry at Eleanor sometimes, but I see her trying, and I know she loves us. I'm stronger than I thought, and so is Daniel. Together, we're building a life for Mia, one day at a time. If you enjoyed my story, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support means everything to us.